tell me what to do next. Solve for x, please. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so this is just going to, this part's just going to be gone, right? This is times 0. So we're just going to call that 2x plus 12 equals 0. Good. Okay, Emily, you're not done yet. Can you solve for x? Keep going.
So 12 to the other side.
Good. Okay, and last step. Yes. Okay. Now, what coordinates are these going to be? What comma what is the point going to be on my graph? What comma what? Molly, go ahead. Negative 6. Now, Molly, can you explain to the class, please, where you got that coordinate from?
The y was set to 0.
Good. Very good. So those are your two coordinates, so that's going to be your first point. Now, the y-intercept is the very same, except for different. Can I get someone who's not raised their hand yet? Bailey, you're out. So tell me, please, how I find the y-intercept. Bailey, you're out.
Oh, Bailey, got a finger on the back.
Bailey's mustache. No, you're not. Aiden, you're out too. Yeah, go ahead. How do you get the y-intercept?
Would you sub x to 0?
Very good. So it's going to be 2 times 0 minus 3y plus 12 equals 0. Okay, great. Can I get a new volunteer, please, to solve for y? Yeah, Alistair, go ahead.
To isolate the negative 3y, you'd have to carry over the 12, which results in the negative 12.
Yeah, good. Keep going.
And then you would do negative 12 divided by negative 3, which is 4.
Okay. So y equals 4. Great. Can I get someone new to tell me what points I will be graphing here? What point will I turn into? Aiden, put your hand down. Okay, go ahead.
0.
0. Pause before this changes to. Don't shoot. Okay, right? But just think like a negative divided by negative. Okay, I'm going to graph these up right now. Okay, now take a second and graph this nicely because we're going to get into graphing along this unit. Okay? The nice thing about intercepts, they can be done very, very quickly. Okay, these points can be done fast. I'm going to open this up again to everybody. And what's my other points? Negative 6, 0, is it one? I'm going to take a minute here and get you guys to show me what a good graph is. Okay, what's the first thing I need for a graph is what? Go ahead. The axes, okay. When I'm drawing my axes, what am I drawing my axes with? A ruler, excellent, good. If you don't have a ruler yet, shame on you. I can't believe I haven't called your parents yet. I haven't actually called anyone's parents yet. That's my job this weekend. Okay, so you're going to use a beautiful ruler here for this.
Wait, do you want us to draw one?
Yes, you guys are drawing this right now. We'll be graphing today. Okay, so make sure you have graph paper. If you don't have graph paper, please borrow some from your neighbor. We'll be graphing today. Ma'am, how you feeling? Did you shovel snow all day yesterday? Okay, what's the next thing I need on my graph, please? Aiden, go ahead. Arrows on all 4 corners. Okay, let's go here, please. Next we have what? Bailey, go ahead. X and Y axis always, thank you. And definitely on your first test on Wednesday, you will have to graph probably 2 questions. All right, one like this probably and one just a slope question. And I will be actually penalizing you if you don't, 2 or 3 marks will be just on the style of the graph. It looks good. Yeah, okay. No, I'll graph it for you. Don't worry about that. Okay. You do have to bring your own ruler and your own calculator. If you forget a ruler or a calculator, too bad. All right, you have to do it yourself. All right. So what else do you need? One last thing. Oh, come on. Numbers will be good. Title we'll get eventually. Numbers I'm going to do first here, so I'm going to do 0. I'm going to count by 2s here, if I can. Okay, one thing to note, I changed my scale left and right and top and bottom. That is okay. okay? What I did for my scale, take a look, every square left and right counted as 1, every square top and bottom counted as 2, okay, and that's fine to do, okay? As long as the scale's consistent all the way up on your y-axis, and consistent all the way on your x-axis, you can change it all you want. Okay, finally then I'm going to do 0 and 4, which is going to be up here. I put a dot around it just to make it easy for you guys to see, you don't have to. Okay. I also use a different color to make it easy to see, you don't have to. Okay, but you may. Okay, the nice thing with this, I only have 2 points. I am not quite done. Luke Chase on. What do I need to do to finish off this graph?
Make a line between the two.
Good, and what else? Once I make the line, I have 2 other things I need. What else do I need once I've made the line?
Arrows.
Thank you, and after arrows, I need one final thing.
Title.
Title, good. You okay? You look down upside. Be happy. It's Friday. It's a long weekend. Alright, so here's my line. It's coming right here. Monday is a holiday, yes. Do not come for math help on Monday because I will not be here. Okay, so when I do this here, as Luke correctly said, okay, I'm going to put arrows on both ends because this graph can technically go on forever. And I'm going to write, whoever's getting text, please stop getting text. 2x minus 3y plus 12 equals 0. Okay. Now, graphing using intercepts is nice because there's just 2 points and that's it, right? And that's all you need to do. How are we feeling? Good? All right, ready to move on to grade 10? All right, here goes grade 10. I should probably say the type of this unit. This unit is called linear systems. If you want a unit, unit 1 is called linear systems. Today's lesson is called modeling with linear equations. All right. So we're going to say in this section, firstly today, we will write real-life situations with equations. When 2 or more equations, I'll get out of the way soon. Are used to model a problem. I just call the system of equations. Or linear system. Okay, you guys did some of this in grade 9 last year. So this would be the questions on the EPO that was like, Bob had 2 options for cell phone usage. His option would be company 1, that was, $25 down and 10 cents a month, or company 2, which was 30 cents a month, or whatever, the question was, right? You draw the 2 lines on the graph and find the point of intersection. That's what you guys did in grade 9. Is that coming back at all to people? Okay, yes. In grade 10, we're out of graphing. We're going to algebra. Okay, that's the whole thing. Okay, so algebra does speed things up considerably, and we'll do that in the next few days here. Today I'm going to start with making equations, making sentences. So try this again. Making equations from sentences. All right. So some of you will be good at this. Some of you will not. So why am I so mean? I didn't mean to say that. Let's say some of you this will come easy to. Others will understand it completely at the end of the period. Is that a better way to put it? Okay, that is a better way to put it. Okay. For that. Okay. So in this unit, we'll have two or more equations comparing things together, and we call it systems of equations or a linear system. Okay, so you guys did some of this last year. We'll be looking for intersecting points and stuff like that in today and in this unit. Okay, example 1 is going to say, write each sentence as an equation with two unknowns. I'm going to out of the way and take a little break here and take a step back. For an equation, what would an unknown be? An equation, yeah.
Like a variable like x or y.
Perfect, like x or y, but excellent, okay? So what I want is I want an equation with two unknowns, two variables in my equation, okay? It could be y equals mx plus b, it doesn't have to. It could be 2x plus 3y plus 12 equals 0. That would be those two equations, look at that. That has two variables in it, okay? Something like that is what we're going for. Sorry, when I stutter, I have to slow myself down. Letter A says, the sum of two numbers is 12. Now, you've probably been doing this for a long time. Okay, so since the sum of two numbers is 12, what we're going to do is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 13 examples here today. So you only get to raise your hand once today, that's it. So raise it wisely. The sum of two numbers is 12. Can someone be brave and try and make an equation for that? What does sum mean? Adding, right? So what it says sum of two numbers. Nick, go ahead.
It would be like x plus y equals 12.
Sounds good to me. Now I'm going to fix up his solution a little bit, okay? Now I'm going to say let x equals the first number. Let y equals the second number. Okay, you have to include let statements on your variables or else we don't know what they are. Could you have used a plus b equals 12? Yes, you could have totally. Could you have used w plus x? Totally. Okay, right? But you chose x and y, you said what they were. Now the problem is I can't actually know what the two numbers are. The two numbers could actually be anything. It could be 1 and 11. It could be 2 and 10.
Please excuse the interruption. All students now with the last name beginning A through T who received your immunization consent form, please see the nurses in the library whether you have that form or not. All students A through T. Thank you.
Okay, so the reason this is still an equation because it could be any value. 66 could work, right? A whole bunch of different numbers could work. Even -5 and 17 could work. If one is negatives, right? So you know what I mean? The point is any set of numbers could pair up. With only one equation, we can't solve this. Okay, with two we can, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. Are we okay on the logic so far? Hannah, we're good? Okay, good luck next week in case I forget to tell you.
Thanks.
B says, good luck you guys. There you go, letter B. It's going to say it costs $135 to rent a car based on $25 per day plus 15 cents per kilometer. All right. Now this one we're starting to get a little bit more tricky. I'm going to start with the let statements, and then we'll deal with the equation. Okay, so it says it costs $135 to rent a car based on $25 per day plus 15 cents per kilometer. What are the two unknowns in this equation? What are the two? Because we need two variables, x and y. We'll start with you, Billy. Go ahead.
How many days?
Days. Okay, so I'm going to say let d equals the number of days. Sounds good. Okay. I got another volunteer to tell me what my other unknown is going to be. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, good. So I say like k equals the number of kilometers. Now, if you choose to do x and y, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. X and y is okay for variables. Why do I probably like d and k better? And Nick? Yeah, very good. Okay, so at the very end of the question, if you get d equals 14, you wouldn't say therefore there's 14 kilometers. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? All right, now for the tricky part. $135 to rent a car based on $25 per day plus 15 cents per kilometer. You going? Probably a long holiday. Check the website this weekend. You get the homework and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I'm going back to homework checks next week. Bailey, be brave. Go ahead.
135 plus 25
Okay.
plus 0.45.
And you're sort of close. That isn't an equation, though. So an equation needs an equal sign in there. Nick, you want to fix it up for him?
So it would be 25D plus 0.15K equals.
Right, that equals, right? So the total price is going to equal 135. It's based on, right, the number of days that you have, right, and then the number of kilometers. So again, there's lots of ways that could work. Okay, if you spend if you rent the car for 1 day, that'll cost you $25, and you're allowed lots of kilometers on top of it. If you rent the car for 2 days, it's $50, and the rest of it's on kilometers, and so on and so on and so forth. For those of you that haven't rented cars, which is all of you, none of you have a driver's license here, do you? Okay, once you get older and you get your driver's license, cars are horribly expensive. And we'll talk about, when you get to my grade 11 class next year, I'll tell you all about money problems, okay, and about not to get a car, or a truck, or a snowmobile. Don't get a snowmobile. Okay, here we go, letter C. I'll give you guys a second to try this for yourself. Okay, I want you guys to stay in the zone, because this whole unit is about word problems. I want you to feel good. I'm not going to do the pie question, with the or under school. I want you guys to feel good about these. Letter C says, here's another nice one. Have self-confidence. We're going to say the number of adults and children at the circus was 1254. We're going to hit pause on the video. Okay, and then I want you guys to try and do this. Okay, think of what your unknowns are.